What up, everybody in the YTBC? So, before I get started with the topic of the video, I just want to just mention two quick things. First off, just watched a great video by a young channel by the name of Arts Martial Mixed. Of course, this is an MMA channel, so you know, if you're not into MMA, you're probably not going to want to subscribe. However, if you are, it's a good channel. The reason why I'm bringing up this channel is because they just reached their 100 subscribers, and they put out a video, you know, just giving some tips. So if you're somebody, even if you're not into MMA, if you're somebody who is, you know, starting up a channel, and you want to know how to get subscribers, I would definitely recommend checking out the video. If I remember, because I tend to forget, I'll put a link to the description in this video for that video. But definitely check it out. And if you are into MMA, you may want to check out the channel as well. But if you're considering starting a channel on any subject matter, I would strongly suggest checking out his video. Now, that being said, another thing I wanted to touch upon real quickly, and this is actually going to help segue into the actual topic of this video, is so Roy Jones Jr. knocks out his opponent in 2 rounds. I know his last name was Phillips. He was a part-time boxer, MMA fighter. Of course, he's a nobody. And when I say a nobody, I mean no disrespect to the man. I mean, in the world-class professional boxing, he does not have a name. Nobody knows who he is. That's what I mean by that. So, Roy Jones Jr. is kind of like hinting that he's going to keep fighting. Kind of trying to say, oh, look, I knocked this guy out in 2 rounds. I still got it kind of thing. And I have a lot of respect for Roy Jones Jr. I really do. But, I mean, this doesn't prove that you still got it. You know, you didn't fight a world-class athlete. You didn't even fight a full-time athlete, a full-time boxer. He was a part-time boxer / MMA fighter. So, I think it's a shame. I mean, he just needs to know when to call it quits. That's all I'm gonna say. But much respect to Roy Jones Jr. I don't think that this fight really proved anything as far as whether or not you're still a world-class boxer in the spotlight, as far as like maybe becoming a world champion again. So, but much respect to you. You'll always be remembered as one of the best fighters. I just think that you're making some poor decisions right now. Now, and there's just enough bullshit going on already in the sport, so we don't need any more, please. Which brings me to the actual topic of this video, and that is Nicholas Walters asking for 100% of the purse. Big shout out to Jeff Cotto. He was the first one that I heard talk about this, and I'm at a loss for words, really. I mean, you cannot expect somebody to fight for free. I don't care how much of the A side you are. Okay, you are both training. You are both putting in work. This is a ridiculous price out. There's no way you can tell me that this is not pricing himself out. There's no way you can tell me that this isn't a duck, because nobody is going to train for any amount of time for a professional fight to fight for free. They have people they have to pay. Nobody's going to want to train a fighter for a fight that they know they are not going to get paid for. It is an insult. In my opinion, I've already said I'm not down for guaranteed purses, but the reality is that's where we're at in the sport. Purses are guaranteed. So we work with what we got. And in my opinion, I don't think any fighter should be offered any less than 30%. That's my opinion. I don't care how much of the A side you are. Okay, on the actual purse. I'm not talking about pay-per-view buys, just the purse. I don't think any fighter should be offered less than 30%. Now, once you start talking about pay-per-view buys, I'm a little bit more lenient on that because it does have to do with how much you're selling. So, that I can understand. I would never say that, a fighter deserves less or doesn't deserve any of the pay-per-view revenue. But the percentage, I could see maybe, it just depends. It's really on a case-by-case basis. I could see 5%, 10%, only getting 15% of the pay-per-view revenue. That I can definitely see. But on the purse, I don't think it should be any less than 30%. That's just ludicrous. That's an insult. So that's how I feel on this situation. It's a price out. You can't expect somebody to work for free. All right? You mean to tell me that somebody who's working at McDonald's, who makes minimum wage, is going to make more money in an hour than a professional boxer is going to make when they have to train for a month, 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months? Because that's basically how you have to look at it. When they're training, they're not getting paid. They get paid when the fight happens. So, you can't look at it, really can't look at it as they make all this money. Floyd Mayweather likes to say, and I'm just using him because everybody knows who he is, just using him as an example, but he likes to say that he made, $300 million in one night, when in actuality, if you want to talk about the training aspect, however long he trained, so let's say if he trained for a month, he didn't make 300,000 or 300 million in one night. He made it in a month. However long he trained, that's how long it took for him to make that money. The payday just came in that night. So you can't tell me that it's fair for Lomachenko to train for a month and a half or whatever it is. I know the fight was supposed to happen, I think, next month, if I'm not mistaken. You can't tell me that he's gonna train for a month and a half or whatever it is, and win, lose, or draw, he doesn't make a cent. So it's just not fair. It's not fair at all. And I'm actually gonna do an injustice video separate from this one, touching on the money aspect. But tell me what y'all think. I cannot see how I could be wrong about this being a price out. And I have to say, I am no longer a Nicholas Walters fan. I did like Nicholas Walters. I don't like him anymore because this is exactly what's wrong with the sport. What's next? Somebody's gonna have to owe you in order to fight you? I mean, it just keeps going more and more in the wrong direction. And this is exactly why Jeff Cotto has the negative view on boxing that he has right now. And I'm right there with him. I just try to keep things... I like to think that there is still hope for the sport. But I can't blame them, and I can't blame anybody else who has a negative view of the sport as it is right now when you got this bullshit going on. So, and by the way, if you don't like my opinion, and I've stated this recently, if you think that if you're looking for somebody who just follows suit, if you're looking for somebody who's just going to tell you what you want to hear, this is not going to be the channel for you. All right? So if you don't like my opinion, then just don't watch the videos. If you can't watch my videos and respect my opinion at the same time, if you can't read my comments and respect my opinion at the same time, then just move on. Because somebody is on the verge of being the first person to get blocked. I don't understand how I could be called a sellout for having my own opinion and not being willing to convert my opinion. Because my opinion is just that. It's my opinion. And I'm a man who thinks for myself. So, but somebody thinks they're going to convert me into a sheep, and I'm going to block their ass very soon if they keep fucking with me. That's just a free piece for y'all. That's that Red Hood Jason Todd coming out of me right now. But anyways, to anybody who subscribed to me, anybody who watches my videos, or if you just so happen to stumble upon this video, hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.
And I'ma go hard, and I'ma go hard, and I'ma go hard, and I'ma go hard. Bitch, I'm going in, I'm going